So I got to see finally The Northman, and I'm glad I didn't realize that it was directed by Robert Eggers, because Robert Eggers made this one picture, The Witch, which was part of that rising of small, intelligent horror stories, and The Witch was really interesting because all the dialogue was taken from actual 17th century documents. And I remember horror stories like It Follows was one, and there were a bunch of them. The Black Swan was another, very intelligent, thoughtful horror stories. But then he made a film called The Lighthouse, which I just thought was appallingly bad. I mean, I remember coming home from that, and my wife said, "What's it about?" And I said, "It's about two guys trapped on an island, three if you count me." I was watching these two guys, Willem Dafoe and Robin Pattinson, just like going insane being trapped on this island. And I was thinking, if you think that's bad, you should be watching this. It's even worse. It was just, I thought it was a terrible, terrible movie. But amazingly talented. The guy's very talented director. Now he's made this interesting picture of the Northman, which is Hamlet, but it's Hamlet before Hamlet. It's the legend goes back a long way. There's before even early English, it's early Norse idea. We don't know that much about it, but basically they've recapitulated it. And it's a really interesting story in which Alexander Skarsgård plays Amleth, I guess they call him, who, as in Hamlet, sees his father, his beloved father, murdered by his very sinister uncle. And here's that scene, the father being played by, what's his name, Ethan Hawke.
Behold how swiftly your brother swings his sword. Strike, brother, strike. But know that bearing a stolen ring makes no half-breed a king. Soaked in my blood, 'twill soon be sliding off your arm like a serpent. Your kingdom will not last. Let this misdeed haunt your living nights, till a flaming vengeance gorges on your death. Strike.
So the movie's very watchable and entertaining. It goes on for like 2 hours and 20 minutes, which should be against federal law, by the way. 2 hours should cut off. But still, it's entertaining, totally watchable. The chief intellectual pleasure or artistic pleasure of it, aside from the beauty of the direction, is kind of comparing it to Hamlet, because Hamlet is the beginning of modernity. The minute Hamlet walks on stage and starts talking, you suddenly think, oh, yeah, he's one of us, which you don't in any character who comes before, except Don Quixote, who comes about the same time. Up until then, you're listening to classical stuff, medieval stuff, and then suddenly Hamlet walks on and says, oh, that this too solid flesh would melt. And you go, oh, yeah, he's a modern guy. I get that. And so all of that is stripped away from the story. And so you see scenes from Hamlet, the confrontation with his mother. You see the reason why he can't act right away, as Hamlet can't act right away because of indecision. The Amleth can't act right away because of all kinds of superstitions and supernatural concerns, and it really creates this savage atmosphere. What Eggers is looking for is some kind of connection to this supernatural world. His point is almost that if you live in belief, you are connecting with some other thing than you think you are, and he's looking for a vision, but he hasn't quite found it yet. I compare him to Darren Aronofsky, who also had this, I mean, he made a film that I also dislike very much, Mother, which has the same problem as The Lighthouse, which is so much symbolism but not enough reality, not enough life. But he also made a really interesting small horror film from that genre of small intelligent films, The Black Swan. Both of these guys are searching for something that they can't quite find, which is a connection to supernatural meaning. And by that I mean that that other value system that life represents that tells us that there is something more than life going on. And Eggers explores it in The Witch. He has satanic forces working in The Witch. He explores it here where he has kind of, Norse mythology coming to life, but he hasn't quite made it ignite in a way that connects it to our lives, our real lives. Because the thing about it is it's there all the time, and it is very real, and it is the meaning of our life, and he hasn't quite found that vision yet. He's a talented director. This movie is far, far better than The Lighthouse. It's filled with animal life and with cool violent scenes and great battle scenes. And it's even fun in getting to pick out all the cameo appearances by actors like Willem Dafoe and Bjork and things like that. So it's a fun watch. But I keep feeling that this guy has got something in him that he's looking for to go with his talent, and he hasn't quite matched his talent to a vision of the world that will actually create art. And I think that is a problem all of our artists are having right now, because we are living through a time of spiritual lostness. And I think that's affecting the arts. And I think we're in a real artistic slump because of it. And until we start to realize that, yes, there is this supernatural level of meaning, there is a God, until we start to realize that, I don't think our arts are going to come back to life again. But I do think that will happen, and it will happen as artists find that they simply cannot create without the creator speaking to them first. If you just love this stuff, and I know you do, like and subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show.